welcome to my YouTube channel. So I'm here today with
Natasha,
Francis,
Portia,
and today we're going to be doing a Q&A for you guys, answering the questions that you guys have asked me on Instagram. I think you guys need to explain who you are and what placement you have next and what placement you've been on as well.
I'm in my 3rd year doing adult nursing. My last placement's going to be at neurosurgery ward. One of my favourite placements that I've done is surgical ward.
My last placement's going to be on the AMU, so that's an acute medical ward, and my favourite placement's been surgical wards. Actually, you know what, gynae. I liked my gynae ward. That was my last placement. I really liked it. So yeah.
So I'm also in my 3rd year, and my next placement is elderly care, and I feel like I can learn a lot from it, maybe. And my favourite placement so far has been maybe dialysis. I really like dialysis, and I really like gynae as well. That was really good.
I'm on the same ward as MC, so that's acute medical. Was it unit?
Yeah.
Acute medical. My best placement was cardiology. I really enjoyed that. I'm hoping that I could work in a cardiology ward in the future because I really find that quite interesting. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, stress free.
Okay, so one of the first questions you guys have asked is how. Oh, placement advice. So for the people who are watching this, if you haven't started placement for your 1st year and you've never been on placement, we're going to give you advice on what to do. And if you're in your 2nd year but you're a bit nervous to start placement again, we're just going to give you advice of basically what it is you guys need to do. So I'll start first. The first thing that I say when it comes to placement is to kind of mentally prepare yourself to begin placement. And with that being said, like, let's say for example we know that we now know what placements we're going to be on, but we don't start placement till May. So from now until then, yes, we have university on the side, but what I usually do is the day before just like research what it is like I'm going to do, what ward it is, so I know that there's going to be so many different things, so many different scenarios, to maybe brush up on my anatomy and physiology a bit so that I understand like what it is that I'm going to be seeing. So that's one tip that I would give you guys.
I'll say be proactive. Like, don't be scared to ask questions or like ask the doctors, oh, can I watch you do this, or just to get them to explain what they're actually doing, because more time some of the things that they do you've never seen it before. So I think being proactive is a good thing.
That's true.
It's okay if you don't know, because everyone's here to learn. Even qualified nurses, they still ask questions.
I'd say like always be on time. So like regardless, let's say if you get like comfortable with the nurse, don't think that like you're part of the staff and the team. Like still like follow their rules and yeah.
That's very true. And someone asked, how is nursing? That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so apart from placement, we always speak about placement, how placement is like, but how is the actual uni like? What do we do when we go to uni? Because I always make videos about placement. Does anyone want to explain what uni is like? One of you lot's faces when I say uni. It's so funny.
We have lectures and seminars.
Yeah. And simulation.
Which is like practicals basically.
Yeah.
How would you guys say it is?
I feel like simulation is much more beneficial for us because we're actually learning things to do with what we actually go out to placement to do.
Can you give examples?
Like we learn how to do like sutures, cannulation, venipuncture, like things like that.
So that's the fun side of nursing.
Yeah, that's the things that as nurses you're actually supposed to have skills. You don't need to know about all this evidence-based this and that. I'm sorry about like I don't think it's really useful. Like yes it is like if you want to go through the research side of nursing, but
The lectures, they're just too long. They're like 2-3 hours.
Yeah. And that's something that I feel like people forget. They just see nurses, they think of placement, and that's it. No
But
one
it's
sees.
not.
Yeah,
We have a lot of
Yeah.
assignments.
A lot.
essays. Oh, guys, it's not easy. And when we're on placement, sometimes we also have assignments to do at the same time. So it's like you're tired from a 12-hour shift.
You come back and then you have to do the essay.
Don't be like us though, like coming back, going to the library, staying there till what, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yo, she's indirecting me right now.
It was all of us. What do you mean? I was crying blood.
Oh, guys, it's not easy. It's actually so hard. But you can do it because I don't know how, but somehow we're almost done, which is crazy.
Yeah,
Like, it feels like we're not almost done, but we actually are. We're in our final year, finishing the summer.
I feel like it's gone so quick though.
Yeah,
Great.
definitely.
Yeah.
3 years have gone by quick. Someone said, how many lectures do you have a week and what does it consist of? We literally have lectures every single day of the week.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah, every day.
Maybe you have like one off
One
day.
day off.
But on that off day, you're supposed to be doing something.
Yeah. So you don't really have an off day before. The same person said friendships. I think they mean in regards to uni. Like, I think you can make friends with this course easily. You end up making friends on placement sometimes, and those people you probably have never seen before, and then because of uni, you see them and you actually become friends with them.
But it's easier to make friends with people on your course. It's not like you can't really make friends.
We
with
were
people.
lucky because in first year we actually got put in one accommodation.
Yeah.
So majority of the people in that accommodation did nursing or did midwifery or something health related. So
Someone else asked, have you had an elective placement before and how was it like? Did you do
Is that the one where you have to like find
Choose,
friends? No, I
yeah.
didn't. It was too hard.
it's really hard because
Yeah.
we got told to do our elective when COVID was happening.
Yeah.
So finding placements while COVID was it.
Not gonna lie, if you want to do your elective placement, just ask early because it's good if you know what hospital you want to work at and you know that your uni does not work with the trust, therefore you're not ever going to work at that hospital for placement. It's good to have an experience of what the hospital is like, so that you kind of know what you're getting yourself into when you actually start applying for jobs. I done mine last minute. Like, I think the elective placement was like 2 weeks away, and that's when I called the hospital asking if they can give me placement. So that was obviously never going to happen. But my point is, if you really want to work somewhere, then you should just go for the elective placement. We had an option to choose whether we wanted to go for an elective placement or we wanted to do simulation to focus on our skills like cannulation and venipuncture.
I chose simulation.
Yeah,
simulation.
We all chose simulation. At the end of the day, both of them are beneficial, so it's up to you. And for those who don't know what elective placement is a placement where you get to choose exactly where it is that you want to go, which is something that we're not usually allowed to do. We don't usually get to choose where we want to be allocated for placement.
Like you get to find your own place.
Kirsty, who should be here right now, asked how to balance social life while doing nursing. You guys can answer that.
I don't think that you can find a balance because, like, for example, let's say if you have placement like during the summer, and obviously everybody's done with their course, and there's a party maybe the next day, and you have a shift that day, but you don't want to miss out. Sometimes you'll just firm it and just go to that motive, whatever. But then that next day, when you're going to the ward, you're crying because you've only had like maybe like 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and you're trying to do a 12-hour shift. And the next day you'll regret it, but at that time you're living your best life. You're not caring what you're gonna do the next day.
Like, it is possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
It just takes a toll on your body.
You can try, like, if you don't wanna be depressed, like, just try.
Unless you can't come and kill you.
You can't come and kill yourself, you know.
Because if you decide to just focus, you'll actually go nowhere. And just be on that ward every day.
Literally, placement will be your life.
But I feel like it's actually really important to have a balance because No.
It's good for your own mental health.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's actually good.
Or do something like, if you know, like gym,
Yeah.
like find a hobby to do, like you know.
You say hobby?
hobby.
So yeah, it's important you have a balance. Yeah, for your own mental health. Even if it's just going out with your friends to eat, if it's just sleeping all day, whatever makes you happy, to be honest. So the next question is what to expect when it comes to third year and exams and essays.
Okay, well, it is a dissertation. Leading and management, we have 4K to do, which is a reflective account on different situations that's occurred in placement and just full of format, and that's that essay. So I feel like it does count as like a mini dissertation. But I feel like when you get to third year, your writing style has to go up another level, because it's not level 5 anymore. We're actually writing at level 6, so it's that much harder.
Guys, the markers are so hard.
Very
They will make you cry.
Blood.
Cry. Oh my gosh, it's really difficult. It's so difficult.
And I feel like they didn't really prepare us for the jump. Like, they just told us, like, you're going to have different assignments, but they didn't tell you, like, what you're expecting compared to second year. So that's why it's a bit, like, difficult.
And guys, listen, our second half of the dissertation, we're not receiving no teaching for that. No teaching at all.
We actually have to just do ourselves or
like
go
figure it out.
or go out of our way to ask for help. That's one thing with being like, help is not going to be given to you. You actually have to email the right people, find people who are willing to help you, so it can be long. So you actually have to find time to do all of how to catch up on placement hours. Anybody wants to answer that?
You'll catch up when you catch up, innit? When you get I don't know, Kirsty should be in this video because it's not me. It's not me. I don't have that many hours to catch up on anyway. I don't have that many catch up.
We don't have
the summer.
Finish at the end of August.
Third year, there's no summer. Management placement, that's it.
That's all we know.
Yeah. It depends on what.
What the hell?
I'm still going, don't worry.
It depends on what university, because I remember I've spoken to some of you guys, and some of you have told me that when you were in second year, your university was not letting you progress to third year until you had done the hours, which is really good. But
Really?
People were asking me about our extra hours for second year.
But do you think that's good, or do you think?
I think it's good because now in third year they can all graduate at the same time. They all finish
That
placement at the same
makes sense.
time.
It does make sense.
Whereas with us, it's like we're waiting for the people who haven't done finished replacement
Oh, yeah,
to
because our
graduate.
graduation is like way later.
In
already.
December.
No, because if you still have hours to make up, you just have to graduate later.
Do you see?
We're
Yeah.
not all graduating together.
Are we not?
Like, the people who still have hours to make up, they're not going to graduate.
It depends
with
how
us.
much they have to make up.
Yeah, it depends how much and when they do it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you see? So I feel like it is a good.
That's not even funny.
So I feel like it is a good thing for those universities that do make all their students complete their extra hours in second year, so therefore they can all graduate with their friends in their final year. But for our university, to answer that question, to catch up on your placement hours, when you finish your management placement, is it when you finish your management placement that you have to do your extra hours, or is it when you're management?
You just continue. It's a continuation.
continue,
Just continue.
So your final placement for third year, your friends might be finished your placement at the end of August or middle of August, and you're still on placement until you've done those hours. So that is the only way to catch up if you go to the same university as us. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But yeah. Next question: mental health / breakdowns while on placement.
They happen. They happen. I thought that, like, when people say to me, "Oh yeah, I cried on placement," let's cry. I was thinking that can never happen to me until that one word that break me. Don't break down in front of patients, but go to your corner, cry, come back, finish your shift.
And it happens at any stage of your nursing career. You guys could be in your first year and literally break down. Things do get a lot, or you may have a placement that you've been to that you never wanted to go to, that you probably complained about, and they still didn't get you out of there. So at the end of the day, we can only help ourselves. If you guys have anything you guys want to talk to me about, a situation you want to talk to me about, I'm happy for you guys to message me, and I'll be happy to help with that. Yeah, so that's it for the Q&A. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in our next one. Bye.
Bye.